I request Brother Rakib Jahan to present his paper and to share your slides in this conference.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity to use the platform. Today, we have gathered for the conference of SARC 2020, and now I am going to use present my paper's main elements and their characteristics in front of all of you. So, okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the conference presentation SARC 2020, 13th May. And this is Rakib Jahan from University of Dhaka. And the topic or title of my research is Measuring the Attitude Towards Violent Extremism Ideologies Among the Youth of Bangladesh. In this research, the researcher will measure the level of support for extremism among the youths of Bangladesh. How many people are there likely to take extremist ideology, or they can go forward to the extremist militant groups? These all will be clear on this research. We can know that which people are most in the risk area to join these groups. And purposes of the paper is, some of them I have already told. There are other purposes of this paper. These are to get the idea of where in Bangladesh people are mostly to take extremist ideology, to measure the level of support for the extremist group among them, to know how many people are there justifying the violent activities of extremists. These are the main purposes of this paper. For from the research, we can know the knowledge. Then, in this research, the researcher will follow quantitative method because he is going to measure the attitudes towards extremism. So he have to measure something. So for that, he will need some quantitative methods to emphasize objective measurements and the statistical, mathematical, or numerical analysis of data collected through poll, questionnaires, and surveys and other things. And he will use some computational technique also. The researcher will take 2,000 people as sample size for his research. Then, and obviously they will be taken from various backgrounds so that we can get many different ideas or information after analysis. The researcher will use primary sources, will use people, interviewing people for the primary sources. He will use them for his research as an interviewer. Primary sources will be gained from them, and for secondary sources, the researcher will follow journal articles, books, working papers, research report, etc. There are huge collection of secondary sources for that area. So if any type of information can be gained from the secondary sources, and he will get statistical data after analysis, and the data will be analyzed through numerical comparisons and statistical and inferences. The data will be reported through statistical analysis. And what the researcher is expected to find as a result for after this research, will get the percentage of youth in Dhaka or outside Dhaka are gaining or achieving or receiving extremist ideology or supporting extremist activities. We'll get the idea that how many people are in less risk or more risk. In a nutshell, we can level them that how many people are in the low level or how many people in the high level of risk for going to the extremist group. We have to find out that before they join in the extremist group, that how many people are going to join. So we can, if we can get the idea that these people are going to join, then it will be very good weapon to prevent extremist ideology or extremism. So we can know the attitudes or correlates are most responsible to hold an extremist ideology and its significance. When we will find out the area which are most people with extremist attitudes, we can mark it as a risky area. Then it will be easy to make prevent violent extremism or PVA programs. Policy makers or authorities can take proper steps to prevent it by taking proper steps on that area. We will know about the primary problem, which is the tipping point for making the youth extremists to vulnerable to this extremist ideology. Government or concerned authorities then will take action to eradicate the problem. And thank you. This was my presentation. So if you have any question, you can ask.
Thank you, Rakib Jahan, for your nice presentation. Uh, Now I would like to invite the participants to ask questions. If you have any questions regarding the topic, regarding any issues of the research, uh, you may ask about the instrument or questionnaire, if any. So now the floor is open for you to ask question, if any. And personally, I'm very curious to know from the presenter whether you have any questionnaire, uh, because you are going to measure the attitude of the extremist group. Uh, so you need to adapt some questionnaire. So
Yes,
for for your preparation, I will request you to collect some questionnaire from the scientific literature, so that you can save your time in
yes,
creating a new instrument.
obviously, sir. I have when I have gone for literature review or I have gone through the many articles, I have gained some of questionnaire models or how can I ask questions to the interviewee or the respondents. I have gained through many information on before going through the article. So I think I have some questionnaires and I have some questions also which I can ask and I can get proper answer from the respondents.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Uh, Now I would like to request Mr. Asif Al Hassan from University of
I
Dhaka.
have a, I,
Yeah, yeah.
sir, I have
Yes,
a
yes,
question to Rakib Jahan, sir.
yes, please.
Sir, Mr. Rakib Jahan, do you think that violent extremism, what are you talking about? Is it a new topic for our country or just else?
Can you repeat the question, please?
The violent extremism, is it a new form of topic should be discussed or should be researched in our country or that is else?
Oh, okay. If we talk about the violent extremism, then it was not any time much earlier topic. It was from before, from very much, uh, uh, for very much before. I think before almost 30 to 40 years before that it has started from the 80s. From the 1980s, it has started to begin that violent extremism. At that time, it was just a child, the violent extremism in Bangladesh, for Bangladesh, because the today who are the main culprits of violent extremism, at that time they were just becoming ready for that. But after 40 years, they have become a grown-up man and they are making noises and they are making extremism and violence. So it was not an earlier topic. If we think about things that just only by 2016 Holy Artisan incident, but then I will not think that it's an earlier thing. It was from very much before that we are facing that at many points. If I say specifically, it's from 70s also. At 70, 30 or 72, there was some violent extremist activities, some group, some leftist group, that there were some violent activities by them. So I think violent extremists, if we think about just terrorism, it will not be good. We have to think around the others area also. Violent activities means a conflict. So I think it's a very much topic which is from which is very earlier time at the Bangladesh which we are facing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.